Hello everyone, this is Teamrocketdraws with another Pokemon drawing tutorial, and for the month of October I'm gonna do a themed Pokemon drawings. So I'm gonna do Ghost type and I'm gonna do Dark type. For this video we're gonna do Chandelure. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, let's get started. I'm also gonna put up a reference right now on screen, that way you guys could basically know how he looks like and get all your details and everything, you know. So yeah, so let's get started. So first of all, we're just gonna do a straight line going down, and then you guys can use a ruler or whatever. I'm using a spare piece of paper to measure the length of the line. And then what you guys see me here doing is that I fold the paper up to that line that I did, just so I could get half of that, you know. It's like perfect. And then I just mark that off on the paper. Basically what we're gonna do is a circle, and then from there we're gonna do the rest, you know. So we're gonna do another line going across the same length as the other one. And then to make it like closer to a perfect circle, what I like to do is I like to do this right here, where I measure the same line, the same length of the line, going into the corners each side. But instead of doing the whole line, I just mark off a little dot, you know, at the end of the lines right there, and then I just connect them to make a perfect circle. You guys could go ahead and just draw a circle, but I recommend that you guys do it this way, just to get it as close as you can to a perfect circle, you know, because we're gonna base almost everything off this circle. So the better that you guys make it, the easier that you guys will be able to follow my tutorial. Yeah, so right here I just start connecting them, you know, just try to round it off, try to get a perfect circle. And remember not to press that hard, because we are going to be erasing most of these lines. So just keep that in mind while we're doing the whole drawing, you know. We're going to start off by doing a sketch, and then from there we're going to finish it off by doing the finished drawing. So right here we're just going to cut the bottom right here. As you guys can see, it's a little bit below half, and it's a little bit crooked just because of the angle that I'm drawing it. It's not a perfect. But basically you just cut the bottom off right there, and then right here we're gonna extend the circle a little bit to the side, starting off right there, the line that we did at the bottom, and then just round it off with the top, you know. Basically we're gonna make this like oval shape on its side, since Chandelure it's not a perfect circle. And then right here just pointing out that you guys should basically do the same length on each side, you know, basically the same space from the line of the circle to these that we're doing right here. There we go. It's kind of like, it makes like these moon shapes a little bit. There we go. And that's just to get the overall shape, you know. It's a lot easier than just trying to draw it by yourself without the help of the actual circle that we did. And then right here I actually wanted to do one of the handles, but I changed my mind. Yeah, I don't think I do it, because I don't do it. We'll just do that in a little bit, you know. I believe I started doing the top first, then the actual face, the bottom, and then I'll leave the handles to the end. So right here around here at the bottom, and starting up here at the top, right in the middle, we're just gonna do this line right here and kind of round it off a little bit to the right, you know. Just do this right here, and then just do another one parallel to that, and try to maintain the same thickness of the line, you know what I'm saying. Don't make it like too big on one side or too thin on the other side, you know. Try to keep it the same throughout the whole line. And then around here we're just gonna do a circle. So as you guys can see, a little bit to the right of the circle that we did at the beginning, and it's basically it's a little bit lower than the middle line of the circle. It doesn't go that much, but it's like basically on the line, you know. And just do this circle right here, and we're gonna do another one, but this one's gonna be on this side right here. It touches the outline of the circle that we did at the beginning, and just try to make them the same size, because that's basically they're the same size, you know. And just try to do this circle right here, and it might take you a couple tries. I'm surprised I did it on the first try. I'm really bad at doing that, although the right one seems a little bit bigger, but it doesn't really matter unless you really pay attention. And then you guys could always make any changes later on, you know. So now we're basically gonna do another line right here, just like the one that we did to the left of that. Goes right to the middle of the circle. Do it on this side, the bottom. There we go, right to the middle. There we go. And just once again try to make it the same thickness as the other one, because all the lines that he has on the face are basically the same thickness. They're all the same, you know, they're the same. So try to maintain that throughout the drawing, you know. And now for up here, right in the middle, and it almost touches the middle, a little bit to the left of the middle at the top. There we go. Once again, try to make it the same thickness as the other ones. And then right here starts off once again in the middle. That's where I was pointing out right there. And then it meets up around here. That's why those lines, the crosshair that we did in the circle, that's why I use that, you know, just to make your drawings a little bit more accurate, a little bit more easier for you guys. So now this one right here, I'm just making that line a little bit darker. The line on this side, like, you can barely see it right here at the top. It's touching the outline, but right here when it goes to the bottom, there's actually a space in between the outline and this line right here. So hopefully you guys are doing it bigger than than I did it. It's just, it gives you a harder time when the drawing is small, because some of those details are really small, so they're pretty hard. So right here, the same height as the circle, we're gonna do this line right here like this. And once again, try to make it the same thickness as the lines that we just did before. And now for this one, it's almost right there in the middle. Once again, as I'm pointing out right there, try to make it the same height as the circle, you know, the same length. This one is like right on the side of the middle line going down the circle that we did first earlier. And once again, try to make them the same thickness. And then we're just gonna do another one and going right in the middle of those, and try to get it in the middle of the circle also, you know. And once again, try to make it the same thickness as the other ones. There we go. This one gets to be a little bit messy, but we'll clean that later, you know. He's not that hard, honestly. He's pretty easy. Probably the hardest part about Chandelure, it's the handles, just to get them the same shape and everything, you know. So now for the bottom right here, we're gonna use the shape of the circle that we did, and I believe I do a line right here in the middle. And right here I was just pointing out that it's basically half the size of the circle, you know, the length of this line right here. Started off a little bit to the right of the middle of the circle, and just try to make it the length of half of the circle, you know. And then you guys could just do it like this, and then at a point in the bottom, and you basically have your shape right here. It's not that hard. So remember, it's basically the length of half of the circle. We could erase that line. That was just to get it in the middle, you know, just to make it a little bit more easier. I use a lot of reference lines, a lot of shapes, just to get it a little bit more accurate. It just makes it a lot easier than just trying to draw it, you know. And now for the top, I'm gonna call it a crown. I know it's not a crown, but it looks like a crown. Basically just do these two lines right here. There we go. The same thing on this side, and just try to make them the same size. There's 4 of them. They're basically the same size. And then right here we're gonna do like a V right in the middle of both of those. And then we're just gonna connect it to the other line on both sides. Kind of makes like an M shape if you guys look at the middle one, like a capital M. So now right here for the fire that he has on top of the head, it's pretty long. I think I measured the length in a bit. So it should be the length of the top of Chandelure to the bottom. That's basically the length of the fire. It's just a rough estimate. It's not actually that long, but it's, you know, it makes it easier to know how long to make it. So then the point is right on top of the eye right here. That's why I do that line, just because that's where the point should be, at the top, you know. And it just makes it a little bit more easier. It might take you guys a couple of tries to get the shape right. And I'm sorry for that. There's a motorcycle that just passed by. Hopefully you guys weren't able to hear that, and if you did, I'm sorry. So right here, it's basically fire, you know. The other one starts around here, and then it's thicker in the middle. The middle of the fire is a little bit thicker. The points, the thinnest. Is that a word? The most thinnest. I don't know if that makes sense. And he has this little detail right here. Now I erase that reference line that we did. It looks really funny like that without the handles and everything. So now for the handles. The handles are a little bit higher than the eye. So what we could do is just do a straight line going across the paper from side to side. As you guys can see, it's a little bit higher than the circles that we did for the eyes, and that line is gonna be there just to help us know how high to do the handles. But instead of doing that, I go back to the eyes and just basically do the inside. And just remember that it should be the same thickness. You know, the outline of the eye should be the same thickness as the other lines that we did in the face. Alright, so now for the handle. It actually took me a couple of tries to get them right. Like I said, probably this is gonna be the hardest. So basically over here, I'm doing the inside of the handle first. Here's where it curves in. And then it gets right here where this line is. It's pretty close to the line that we just did before, right there in the middle. And actually, it should be a little bit thicker than I did it. Like I said, I do change that. It takes me a couple of tries to do both of them. All right, so now right here, you guys can do a line right in the middle of that. So point out right here, and where it starts, it's a little bit higher than the middle right there. And now we could just connect it, but just round it off a little bit. You know, it's pretty round right here. And this is the inside. Remember, we still need to do the outside of the handle, which I start right now. And we're gonna use that line that we did going across the paper just to know how high to make it. You know, just to give it. To make it a little bit more accurate to the actual reference. And then it gets pretty thick right here, and once it gets to this point, it starts getting thinner. Right here at the point, it's pretty thin right here where it meets the body, and then it just slowly gets thicker and thicker. Now on this side, and on this side, it's pretty close to it's actually touching it goes over the body. Right here, I'm just fixing that line that he has. So right here, like I said, it goes over the body a little bit. Once again, use that line that we did going across the paper to get the size, to know how high to make it. And then right here, I just do this line to get the thickness of it, you know. And then basically right here, it's kind of like this half a circle. Right here is pretty hard. I recommend on the handles to look at the reference, you know, just to get a better idea. That's why I put it up there, just so you guys could look at the reference and try to see it and try to make it better. You know, maybe you guys could do it better than me. Like I said, I had trouble right here with the handle, especially trying to make them the same size. So right here is the inside once again. And right here I was just comparing it, as you guys can see right there, to the other line. So pointing out right there. And then once again it meets up around the same area as the other handle. And right here I measured both of them, the length of both of them, because I noticed that the one on the right is it's longer, it's bigger than this one, as you guys can see right here. Not by much, but it's enough that it's noticeable. And it was just bothering me, you know. It's just, if I could fix it, I might as well fix it right now, before we do the actual drawing. You know, it's a lot easier. The better that you guys make the sketch, the easier it'll be once you start doing the actual drawing. So right here is kind of like half a circle shape. And then it's pretty thick right here. This is the thickest part. And then once again, once it meets the body, it just gets way thinner, you know. I make it too thin right there. I don't know if I changed that now or I changed that later, but I know I changed it. So I start off right here. It gets pretty thin around that area once it meets the body. And it's alright right now. It's not like that much of a difference, but it was bothering me that the one on the right was bigger than the one on the left. So I do change that later on. This is where I noticed it was just bothering me, you know. I could have left it like that, but if it's bothering me, then it's gonna be bothering me throughout the drawing, and then at the end I'm not gonna be happy with it, you know. So might as well change it right now. But I do change it later on once I do the final drawing. I'll show you guys what I do to get the final drawing. So now for the actual, I guess they're candles. Basically, it's right here. I just do a line going across the middle of the fire that he has on the head. And then what we're trying to do right here, I do a line going the middle, but it wasn't that helpful. I recommend just doing the flame on your own, you know. You guys can use the line, but it didn't help. It didn't help me as much as I thought it was gonna help me. I changed this one a little bit later on also. As you guys can see, it almost touches the handle. It doesn't touch it, but it's pretty close. So then I gotta say a little bit lower than the middle. This is where it has the pattern right here, where it splits the flame. We have one now. We're gonna do the other one right here that you could barely see. That's behind the handle, this handle right here. And this one doesn't go that high. It goes a little bit higher than the crown. As you guys can see, I did a line right there, and that's just to help me right there. I'm comparing it to the reference, and I notice on the reference that it's a little bit higher than the crown, you know, not by that much. And basically all these flames that he has, all four, are like the same size almost. I think the first one that all the way on the left is the smallest, and this one that I'm doing also, but they're basically the same size. And patterns right here. So now for this one starts around there. the line that we did for the reference line that we did for the handles. And this one doesn't go all the way up to that line that we did to do the first candle or flame, I mean. But right here I was just trying to make all the flames the same size, you know. And that one was just bothering me. I don't know, when something bothers me, guys, I have to change it, or else I'm not, in the end, I'm not gonna be happy with it. So you can make any changes, you know. It doesn't have to be like the reference 100%. You guys could do like add anything you want. But for the video, I'm trying to get it as close as I can to the reference. So now the other flame right here starts around here, under that line, and then it goes up to around here. And once again, I'm looking at the reference to get a better idea of how high to make it. I'm comparing it to the other flame. And this is the smallest one, but I try to make them all the same size, like roughly the same size. And there we go. Now we got all 4. Now we could just connect it and connect them to the handle. Yeah, I changed the handle right here. I remember that. Another motorcycle passing by, guys. I'm sorry. Look at that. It's because they're like, I gotta say, like probably 15 feet away, so it's pretty loud. Alright, so now to connect them, they connect around here, and then we could just connect through a line from here to the middle of the flame. And then the bottom right here where it connects to the handle is actually the thinnest part, as you guys can see. Once it gets to the flame, it just keeps getting thicker, you know. I think I do this one the same thickness, but and then this one also is basically on the same side, on the same spot, but just on the other side. Gets, there we go. So it's basically right there. It aligns with that, the bottom right there of a Chandelure. Now for this one right here, this one's a little bit higher than the ones on the left, but it's basically the same thing. And once again, try to make them the same thickness, all 4 of them. And we basically got our rough sketch of Chandelure. Now this is where you guys can make any changes. Now that you have your full drawing, your sketch, I mean, now's the time to look at your sketch, and if something doesn't look right, now's the best time to change it. Now that you guys got your full sketch, you know. Right here I'm just erasing some of those reference lines. Like I said, I end up changing. I fixed the handles a little bit. I try to get the drawing to look a little bit more natural, all the lines, you know. I don't want the lines to look too stiff, so I do end up changing the handles a little bit just to make it a little bit better. And then after that, what you guys could do is you guys can ink your drawing or whatever, but what I like to do is I like to erase my whole drawing, as you guys can see right here, and I can still see some of those lines. Even though I erased it, I can still see the lines, you know. And then this is where I pay attention to the reference, and I try to get all the lines good, you know. I try to make the final drawing really clean. As you guys can see right here, this is how it ends up looking like. Like I said before, I worked on the handles a little bit. I try to make them like the same size, the same thickness, you know. And also the flames, all 4 flames, I try to fix them, try to make them the same size almost. And then also on the face, the eyes, try to make them the same thickness, the same size and everything, you know. So I did end up coloring it, as you guys can see right here. It's not the exact colors for Chandelure. If you saw my previous video on how to draw Mega Lucario, he was way different than the actual color of Mega Lucario. It's just that I don't have that many markers. I have markers. I have a set of 24, but I don't have all the right colors for most of the Pokemon, you know. So I use what I have. So for the flames, I used like blue, and then I just went over it with the light blue. Maybe I should have used the purple that I used on the face. Now that I'm looking at it, probably that was the best way to do it. But then I wouldn't have had the color to do that, the middle of the face, you know. So I used like this really light purple, like a kind of like a violet purple almost, and then baby blue on the sides of the face, and then I used the gold on the eyes, and then for the rest, for all the black, I just used like a dark gray, and then there's like some shadows on there. For example, at the bottom of Chandelure, he has like a shadow right there, and I just used a darker gray because I have a shade of gray shades of markers, so I just use the darkest ones I have. You guys can use whatever, you know. But basically, this is how he ends up looking. Now you guys can stay tuned for more tutorials. Like I said, for this month of October, I'm gonna try to do mostly I'm gonna try to do all of them, all the ghost type and dark type, you know. I'm gonna try to stick to that theme. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, please leave a like, guys. If you guys found the video helpful, please leave a like. Let me know how I did, and if you guys ended up drawing them, let me know how you guys did in the comment section. If you guys need any help, you know, you guys could always leave a comment, and I'll be happy to help you guys out, you know. So if you guys drew them, leave a like and let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe for more Pokemon tutorials. If you guys check out my channel, if you haven't seen my channel, I have over 100 videos now. I have probably like 95 Pokemon drawing tutorials, so make sure to go check them out, from starters to Mega Pokemon and just a bunch of Pokemon in between, you know. So make sure to go check them out, and I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next video. Team Rocket Draws out.